did the genesis of that like come to fruition? Like when did you guys start talking about it and then like actually turning it into something that was going to happen?
Yeah, it was really probably 1 or 2 weeks after the Final Four. I went to our athletic director and said, I have this idea, why not see if we can break the women's basketball attendance record? I know it won't be a real record because it's an exhibition, but still, the most people that have ever witnessed a women's basketball game. And she was terrific. Our athletic director, Beth Goetz, was all on board, jumped into it. Again, it's a lot of extra work for our administration, and they're just behind it 100%. So I'm very thankful. Also, our wrestling team did have a real game, a real wrestling match against Oklahoma State about 5 years ago in Kinnick.
How willing was DePaul to be a part of that?
Very willing. Doug Bruno is, he's been around a long time. He's a great guy, and he was fully on board. It was an easy ask.
How were you at the Grapple with the Gridiron that day, and what do you remember from it, and how can you apply any of those lessons to this?
I watched on TV. I wasn't there, but I saw it. We had recruits on campus that day. So I think, we were doing stuff with them, I'm sure. I just remember it was a beautiful day, and it was later in the year. It was in November, and it was just gorgeous out. And then we played the football game against Minnesota that night. So, we would love to have that kind of weather.
I'm sure you've been asked this before, but can you just tell the story about how you found Caitlin in recruiting and kind of getting her to Iowa?
Well, Caitlin's an Iowa girl, so you know about her. You hear these legends about this 7th grade girl that's playing up so much, into high school and the AAU program. So yeah, she was playing in the AAU program with All Iowa Attack as a 7th grader, and we started watching her at that point and knew she was something really special.
What do you remember from first watching her?
Well, she was so mature. I mean, she was really, for her, her age, she looked like she belonged. She was one of the best players on the floor at that age. And so, that's what I remember. I mean, she had a great, shooting touch, obviously, passing, but just that she was able to maturely handle herself in that environment was pretty incredible.
What are your thoughts on Beth? I know you were on the selection committee to bring her on as the deputy, and how do you think she's handled herself thus far in 2 months and change?
I'm telling you, I think every coach, and it's hard to get every coach to agree on something, every coach is behind her 100%. She's an unbelievable team builder. She's a great leader. She's not scared to get her hands dirty. She's a great communicator, a great listener as well. And I just think that if we don't hire her, that would be the really, really not very smart thing to do. She's terrific.
Tom Brands last week at a PCA meeting came out very vocally in support of her, and is that support, do you think, is it widespread in the athletic department, feeling that way about her?
It is. I would say it's widespread among the coaches and maybe even the student athletes. I've seen Beth at more of our practices already. She's there, she's visible, she's in our community. I mean, she's really a special leader, and I just hope that we can just finish this deal and make her the real athletic director.
Last season, not just for y'all, but for LSU and for so many women's programs, there was just this league-wide, nationwide excitement surrounding women's basketball. I guess, what has it meant to you to be kind of on the forefront of that?
It is so wonderful to see the growth of women's sports, and women's basketball obviously is close to my heart, but all women's sports. I mean, you look at soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, what everybody is doing right now is amazing, and it's just fun to be a part of it, because I was a Title IX baby, right? I was one of these that really started out, I was lucky to get a half a scholarship, to go to college. And so to see the growth of sports for women, the attention that we're getting, it's really rewarding, because I remember what it was. I lived through what it was, and now I get to enjoy what it is.